Hello, Dennis. I see you backstage. Hope you're ready to rock and roll. All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to get this rocking and rolling. So here we go.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi, folks. This is Dennis Newbacher, former Chopper 7 pilot for Channel 7 Action News. You're listening to Garden City Community Chat with your hosts, Carrie and Mike, and Tom with the weather. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show on this fantastic day in Garden City, Michigan.
Hello and welcome to Garden City Community Chat, a show dedicated to promoting our community and yours, offering news you can use and much more. And now, Garden City Community Chat. Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of GC Community Chat. We hope you are all well and staying safe. We have another great show for you tonight. Our first guest will be Mr. Dennis Gelarden, a longtime member of the Livonia Camera Club. He'll be here to tell us everything we need to know about the club and much more. So all you photography enthusiasts, stay tuned for that. Also, Mr. Joe Bartley is back with more information for you, especially about your stimulus checks. Some have received them and many have not. So Joe will be here to explain everything you need to know about that as well and answer any of your questions. So we hope you'll be able to join us for that. Doppler Tom will be first up with the weather forecast. And if I dare say, I hope there's not any that four-letter word snow in the forecast, but I think there is. He'll be here in just a few minutes, so stay tuned for that. I also will have another update for you from Garden City Mayor Randy Walker. I just received that, so we'll get to that in just a little while. So grab your favorite beverage, and we hope you'll join us for the next hour or so. This is episode number 476. It is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. Mike is once again home practicing his physical distancing, staying safe, and doing well. Hello, Mike. I am your host, Carrie, and also joining me tonight, our favorite chat weatherman, Doppler Tom Iwinski. Tom, how are you doing?
Doing well, but probably the word favorite weatherman may not be in the cards tonight.
Not tonight, eh? Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Hey, we want to thank all the communities who tune in every Thursday night to listen and watch our show. We want you to know your support is greatly appreciated. And remember, if your community has any events or announcements that you would like us to promote, please email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to announce that information for you. Now, if you have any questions or comments for our guest tonight, and if you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead and type them in the comments section. And please remember, there is a slight delay over the internet. Not too bad, though. Or you can text your questions to us at 734-788-9319. All right, let's get Tom in here with the latest check of the weather. And then we're going to bring in our guest, Dennis Gelarden from the Livonia Camera Club. So stand by. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Well, Tom, is that four-letter word in the forecast tonight?
That four-letter word is going to bounce around in the forecast. Yes, we did see a little bit of an appetizer yesterday. If you were out and about looking around outside, you definitely saw the flakes falling from time to time out there. The good news with yesterday was temperatures were above freezing, so it didn't last very long. But definitely some of the grassier surfaces definitely had some minor accumulation. But once that sun came out after it quickly melted. There's absolutely nothing left of that. And unfortunately, we're going to see another bout of that snow as we get it into tomorrow. But before we get into that, today wasn't too bad. A little bit on the cooler side, still a little bit windy at times during the afternoon hours. It's a little bit of a remnant piece of that wind that moved through a few days ago. And what's keeping it a little bit on the chilly side as well. Not as cold as yesterday, but still a little bit on the chilly side in the 40s for high temperatures today. And as we get throughout the rest of tonight, clouds will begin to really increase as we get throughout the overnight hours, and temperatures will drop to right around freezing for an overnight low. And that will set the stage for our next system that's moving in. As we get into the day tomorrow, we're going to start out on a cloudy day, and then as soon as daybreak occurs, we're definitely going to see the chances for snow to really begin to develop. Probably well after 6, 7, 8 o'clock is when that snow will begin to move in. And the good news with this system is that temperatures throughout the event will be above freezing. So if you're an essential employee that has to be out and about on the roads, you're definitely going to have no problems driving into this snow event. But on the other side, we're definitely going to see accumulations of snow on the grassy surfaces, and we'll probably see about 2 inches of snow, fresh snow, mainly on the grass, mainly on the decks, and mainly on those elevated surfaces throughout the day tomorrow. That snow will continue throughout the morning, starting around 7, 8 o'clock, continuing up until probably the late and the early evening hours. And then it will start to really wind down, and then we're going to wind up with a cold night behind that system, with temperatures dropping to around 30 on Friday night. So, yeah, not the greatest start to the forecast, but I have great news. Definitely great news are in store, because that snow that's going to happen tomorrow will be a distant memory as we get into the weekend and into next week, because we're going to see a sharp increase in temperatures as we get into the weekend and into next week. As we get into Saturday, the sun will come back out and temperatures will rebound into the low 50s. So all of that snow will definitely be going away very quickly out there as we get into the weekend. And as we get into Sunday, we'll start to cloud up a little bit, but we'll still see temperatures with a southerly flow continue to increase. We'll probably get into the upper 50s for high temperatures as we get into Sunday. And as we get into next week, I definitely see a quiet pattern developing. I don't see too many problems as we get into next week. I see a lot of sun at times, and definitely going to be a nicer week out there. And temperatures are also going to kind of rebound as well. We're going to see temperatures into the 50s into all of next week. And as we get into the end of portions of next week, we'll be talking about potentially temperatures in the 60s. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have to make it through tomorrow. Obviously, we don't have any places to be unless you're an essential employee. Obviously, you're not going to be going anywhere. But other than that, as we get into the weekend and into next week, we're going to be enjoying those milder temperatures and a little bit of a sunnier pattern as we get into next week. So we'll definitely be looking forward to that, because that's going to increase those temperatures as well. But expanding the weather and talking about some other stuff across the country, over the weekend there was a horrible tornado outbreak across the southern United States. I mean, think about that. You're dealing with this pandemic, and on top of it, you're dealing with tornadoes, and all the Gulf Coast states were dealing with that as we got into Easter. And unfortunately, it was a deadly tornado outbreak with about 30 people dying in that event. So unfortunately, that was a tough pill to swallow down there. And current weather, it's that system moving through the Great Lakes, bringing spring snow. We're not the only areas dealing with it. All across the Great Lakes and Midwest is dealing with the system. And the last story I have is kind of a forecast for the South again, as they're recovering from the severe weather. Unfortunately, over the next few days, again on Sunday and Monday, there's going to probably be another severe weather outbreak down there. I hate to bring that update again, because they're starting to recover with those storms. There's probably going to be more severe weather as we get into Sunday and into Monday across the southern United States. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on that. We'll definitely keep our eyes on the snow tomorrow. We're going to probably see about 2 inches on the grassy surfaces, and then a gradual warm up on the weekend and into next week and drying out. So you can get through tomorrow. You're definitely going to be in better grounds as we get into next week. But if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will track the snow and milder temperatures moving in next week.
All right. Sounds good. Good news is it's not going to stick around, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be bad driving in it either. So, okay. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. All right. Just a quick reminder that our show streams live every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. So we hope you'll set aside some time to join us, and be sure to invite your friends to join in as well. Also, if you go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/GC Chat, be sure to follow us, and you'll be reminded whenever our show is streaming live. And while you're there, go ahead and feel free to leave us a review. We would really appreciate it. Also, you can get more information and contact us as well by visiting our website at gccommunitychat.com. Okay, we're going to introduce our first guest for tonight. He is a longtime member of the Livonia Garden Club. Please welcome Mr. Dennis Gelarden. Dennis, how you doing?
Well, first of all, it's not the Livonia Garden Club.
Oh, Livonia Camera Club.
Livonia Camera Club.
Right. Boy, that's a whole nother show, isn't it?
That's a whole different show.
So, how you doing? Thanks for being here tonight.
I'm doing fine. I had some trouble, as you know, yesterday trying to get this working. I had trouble with my speakers, and
Yeah,
now it all seems to be good.
Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear.
It helps if you turn them on too.
Yeah. So let's get right to it. The Livonia Camera Club has been around for how long? Quite a while, eh?
Well, like I said yesterday in our little pre-interview, I think I joined about 1981 or so, 1982, and they had been around long before that. So
wow,
they've been around 50 years, maybe 45, 50 years.
Holy cow! Yeah,
so I've been a member for almost 40 years.
Yeah, long time. But you're not the founding member, though.
No, I'm not a founding member. I'm probably the second group of people that joined.
Okay.
But by the time I joined, it was quite a large going operation.
Mm-hmm. So, how many members would you say you have now, roughly?
Well, right now I think we have around 30.
Okay.
I much prefer there to be a lot more than that, and that's part of the reason I agreed to do this. I'm hoping to promote interest in photography a bit.
Right. Yeah, we're going to try and recruit some members for you. That's for sure.
Great. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank Don McCrory and Matthew,
right.
Helping me set this up. They're the ones that suggested this.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Okay.
And there are members of all ages from all different communities, correct? You don't have to be from Livonia.
You don't have to be from Livonia. We have people from several other suburbs. We actually have transplants from other clubs that have moved to our club for whatever reason. And so now they come down. We've got people coming from Bluefield Hills. We've got people coming from Pinckney. So you don't have to be a member of Livonia. You don't have to be a citizen of Livonia at all.
Mm-hmm. Now, you also have annual photo exhibitions. Is that correct?
Yeah. Let me start at the beginning here and tell you what we do in a normal year. Certainly not this year.
Okay.
But in normal years.
Yeah.
We normally meet from May through September. We normally meet the first 2 Thursdays of the month.
Okay.
First Thursday of the month is digital competition.
Okay.
The second one is for prints. You got this thing on the screen you just had there, and that's our mission statement.
Yeah.
Our mission is that we're a group of photography enthusiasts who are dedicated to the promotion of photography through displays, competitions, critiques, and education. And we welcome photographers of all experience levels.
Okay.
So we're happy to have anybody come and join. You don't even have to join. You can just come and check us out. Matter of fact, we encourage you to do that. Come to 1 or 2 of our meetings and see what you think. Like you've got there on the screen, we meet at St. Matthew's United Methodist Church on 6 Mile in Livonia. Like I said, it's the first 2 Thursdays of the month.
Okay.
As far as other exhibitions, in the past we've had exhibitions at Livonia Civic Center and at the Livonia Library, and also in the upper 3rd floor of the library during the Greater Detroit Camera Club Council has a print competition every year, and we participate in that. I could talk more about them in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But anyway, and the main exhibition we have now is at the Westland City Hall. Down there in the old Circuit City building down there opposite Wonderland Mall.
Right.
And no, Westland Mall, I'm sorry.
Westland, yeah.
Yeah. And so we exhibit there typically for the month of April. And you'll see our best prints there, many of which are for sale.
Uh-huh.
Obviously this year we're not doing that, but that's what we normally do.
Okay. So that's the exhibitions. Now what about the competitions?
The competitions.
That's all about?
The competitions are normally the first 2 Thursdays of the month.
Uh-huh.
The first one is digital competition. That means that it's digital images, and we typically project them, view them, judge them, critique them.
Oh wow!
We give the maker our comments on what we think is good about the image, and also maybe some things that might improve the image.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the education comes from.
Right.
say personally that critiquing thing, well, since I started so long ago, that critiquing thing really helped me improve my photography.
Oh,
And
okay.
it still does.
Sure. Yeah.
So the first Thursday is for digital competition.
Okay.
And then the second Thursday, we do the same thing, except it's with prints. So people actually take their digital images now and reduce them to hard copies.
Right.
And
Right.
bring them to the club, and we physically view prints, and then we do the same thing. We judge them, critique them, score them, all the same things that we do for the digital competition.
Now, what are you basically looking for when you're critiquing them? I mean, what does that entail? I mean,
Well, we're looking for content,
okay.
composition, and technical accomplishment.
Okay.
Normally, we view things and we judge them based on their impact, their technique, and then composition.
Uh-huh.
And you can't separate those. If you have a good image,
Yeah.
it has impact.
Yeah.
If it has impact, it's probably because it has good composition. And it wouldn't have impact, or you wouldn't even pay attention to it if there wasn't some good technique involved.
Right.
So
right.
you can't separate them, but those are the criteria that we use kind of in the back of our mind when
Uh-huh.
we're judging the images. We're
Okay.
looking for those things.
So, the monthly assignments, what is that now?
Okay, the assignments, typically, this would be the month that I would be asking people to give me a list of what they think would be good assignments.
Uh-huh.
And then I would take suggestions from all our members, compile them, do a stroke count, decide which ones got the most votes, and then pick 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then at our banquet in June, I would pass them out. So then they would have a list of assignments that they would then be free to pursue any one they want. They can do them all, they can do none of them. And they go out and they have all summer
Mm-hmm.
to go take pictures that meet these assignments, or they think meet these assignments. And it's all up to them. It's all their interpretation of what the assignment means. Like you might have an assignment, the color red,
Okay.
and they could take anything that's red.
Okay.
Or they could be yellow flowers,
Okay.
or something that's unique to Livonia.
All right.
Go out and take a picture of Bates Hamburger or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
unique.
or the Civic Center building or something.
Sure. Sure.
So they vary each year. We ask for suggestions from the members. Like I said, I collate all that, and we come up with 9 things that you're free to take pictures of if you want to. And then every month we take one of those assignments and we judge them along with all the rest of the things that we judge.
Now, Ryan wants to know, he wants to come to the next meeting, but you wouldn't know what it is, do you? I mean,
Okay.
normally, you there? I lost you. I can't hear you.
Okay, now you can hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, the screen went black and I clicked on mute. Yeah,
Don't
so
hear me like that.
I canceled our meeting starting the second meeting in March
Okay.
through the end of April. And I figured that was like 7 weeks. That give us some time maybe to sit back and watch how this thing develops.
Right.
Well, it's obvious that it's not going to be over with by the end of April.
Right.
Our season normally ends with 2 meetings in May, and then we have our banquet in June. So we're probably not going to meet in May. I'm positive we're not going to.
You sure?
Probably. We're not going to meet in May.
And then you take the summer off?
And we take the summer off.
Okay.
So my best answer right now is we're hoping to be back to normal in September.
Oh, okay.
So we would be meeting the first 2 Thursdays in September.
Okay. First 2 Thursdays.
And if we do, the first one would be the digital competition, and the second Thursday would be print competition.
Print. Okay.
Now, if you listen to all the stuff on the news,
Yeah.
that may not happen either.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
September may be optimistic.
Right.
So what I can say about what we're doing in the meantime, because we do digital once a month,
Uh-huh.
and that's all done electronically.
Yeah.
People can do that from home.
Sure.
Matter of fact, when they do digital, normally they submit their images via their own home computer or whatever. and then judge them at the club, viewing them projected. And then the scores are logged back into the digital website.
Right.
But we don't have to meet. We can judge remotely.
Yeah, you can do
That's
something
what
like
we're
this. Yeah, like this.
That's what we're
Like what we're-
planning. We're in the works developing one of those, the first one we've ever done. Hopefully in this month. People have submitted the images,
Okay.
got a set of remote judges. We haven't judged them yet. Once we judge them, our hope and plan is to have a Zoom meeting where all the club members can then join the Zoom meeting and at least see what images were submitted, and maybe we can report the scores. I understand Zoom has a 40-minute time limit.
For the
So
free one, yeah, 40 minutes.
I don't know if we have enough time to do everything we normally do. Typically, we preview the images, judge the images, critique the images, and then the scorekeeper and the guy who's running the projector record them and all that. So there's a lot going on, and it takes a lot more than 40 minutes.
Right, right.
So we may not be able to do all the critiquing and everything. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Yeah.
I can't say Livonia is also a member of the Greater Detroit Camera Club Council,
Okay.
which is 11 clubs in the Southeast Michigan area. And actually, it's bigger than the Southeast Michigan area. It goes over to Windsor, Ontario. It goes down to Toledo. It goes all the way up to Port Huron.
Wow.
So there are 11 clubs involved. And every time we have a competition, typically the best ones from our competition, we forward to the Greater Detroit Camera Club Council for a competition against the other 10 clubs.
Oh, wow.
So they have meetings as well. And
Okay.
they do the same thing. They judge and critique and that sort of thing.
Yeah, Matthew wanted, it's on the screen there. He wanted to know what the GDCCC was. So,
It's the Greater Detroit Camera Club Council.
right. Okay. That's
And
interesting.
That's 11 clubs. We're one of the 11 clubs.
Oh, yeah. Big
If you
outfit.
go to our website, which is livoniacameraclub.com, you can find all of the information about our club.
Okay.
If you go to the gdccc.com, you can find out all the information about the Greater Detroit Camera Club Council. And there you'll see our name listed with all the other clubs.
Nice. Nice.
We had a meeting last night, a board meeting from the Greater Detroit Camera Club Council. Everybody is pretty much in the same boat.
Yeah.
Nobody's had any meetings since the first week in April.
Right.
Most clubs have had at least one digital meeting with remote judging, like I was just describing, that we are going to try. They've all done it at least once successfully, so I know it can be done.
Yeah.
And some of them had a follow-up meeting with their membership using Zoom. And apparently they had some kind of successful Zoom meeting. I don't know what they covered in their Zoom meeting. Some of the clubs are way bigger than ours.
Right.
Some 80 members,
Wow.
100 members. So I know they don't have time in 40 minutes to even look at all the submissions. So I suspect all they did when their Zoom meeting was look at the winners.
Right.
At least they got to do something.
Yeah.
We're trying to do something to keep it going.
Sure. Sure.
It's in the works. The digital director has got it well in hand. I'm waiting to hear the final results from him on when we're supposed to judge, because I'm one of the judges.
Okay.
And then we'll schedule the Zoom meeting and see how that goes.
Okay. Don
Hopefully
Nicholson.
it goes better than you and I's previous meeting yesterday. Or I couldn't even get my speakers to work.
Yes. Dennis, Don Nicholson, I have it on the screen there. He wants to know, do you have glass plate competition?
No, that's way before our time. When I started, it was
That's going way back.
It was all film and slide. Glass plates goes back a little further than that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have any glass plate competition. I don't know of anybody who does that kind of thing. That's such a niche nowadays. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure,
That's real specialty, isn't it?
yeah, you must look it up on Google or something.
Yeah.
We don't have any kind of competition like that. If he wanted to bring in some glass plates and show them to us sometime, we'd be happy to have him as a guest. A lot of times on Thursday of the second night, the print night, we don't have that many prints. So sometimes we'll have an educational thing. at the end of the print competition on the second Thursday of the month.
Okay.
Like one of our members recently showed us how to paint with light. That's where you actually open the camera lens, open the shutter in a dark room, and actually paint with a flashlight.
Oh, wow.
That was really quite interesting.
That
He
works.
also did one where he just had a flashlight hanging above your camera and you let it spin around and draw what they call listen-to figures. And that can be quite interesting too.
Wow. Wow. So when you say
We have some
education,
instruction stuff when we can get somebody willing to do that. We've had people come in and talk about composition.
yeah, I was going to ask you if you had speakers as far as your education. You get speakers too?
We do. We've had less and less of those as time has gone by.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been having more of them the last 2 years. Like I said, we usually try and put that into the second half of our second Thursday meeting after the prints. And that's mainly because we don't have that many printers, so we don't judge that many prints, so we don't use that much time, so we have time left to do something else.
Right,
So
right.
some instruction, if we can get somebody willing to give us some instruction.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I would imagine that this could be a pretty expensive hobby, but with some of the great smartphone cameras today that are pretty phenomenal, right? Do people use their camera phones too?
I am not aware of people using camera phones. I'm not saying that you can't. We have no objection to it. We have no rules against it.
Yeah, because some of them have great cameras.
If you want to do camera phone entries, you can enter them and see what happens. I have no idea what would happen. You're right. My daughter's got well, I don't have a smartphone. I'm a dummy. my daughter has a smartphone and my two sons have smartphones. And yeah, you're right. The cameras on the smartphones today are really quite sophisticated.
Phenomenal. Yeah, really are.
Very good.
So you don't really have to break the bank that way to be a member. I mean,
no.
there's some reasonable digital.
The biggest investment, of course, would be the camera.
Yeah.
But you don't have to buy the top end camera. I don't have a top end camera. I've got an entry level Canon digital camera.
Okay.
We have people in our club that have the other extreme. You know, they got the $5,000 camera bodies.
Sure.
I can't personally afford that, so I've got a much lower cost version. But I think it takes great pictures.
Wow.
I've submitted a lot of them, and I've done quite well with them score-wise. So.
Yeah, Don Nicholson says I still shoot glass
It would
plate.
be interesting if Don would be interested to come and talk to us. And we'd welcome that. I'm sure people would love to.
Don is a great talker. Believe me. Yeah, he'd be really a good one, I think.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great. Maybe a real throwback to a whole other era.
Yeah, we'll hook you up on that. So, is there a membership fee?
Field. Took those glass plates out in the field, took pictures. It's unbelievable.
Dennis, is there a membership fee?
The membership is $40 a year for a individual.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is for a family. I think it's 60, but don't hold me to that. I think I know it's $40 for an individual, and our year goes from September through May.
Oh, okay. Let's see, Don. What's he say here? Post his. I can't post it. It won't let me post. Okay. Yeah, sorry about. Let me see. Don says, "Hold on, I'll find it." He still shoots. Oh, there it is. No, that ain't it. Oh, right here. He says he spent. Oh my gosh, I can't get the right. He spent
45 years
in the film industry.
That's a long time, Don.
Yeah, long time. Yeah, he'd be a great speaker for sure.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
So, let's see. You are looking for recruits.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, well, like I said, we welcome photographers of all experience levels. You could be a beginner or a professional. We don't care.
Right, right. The contact information. Whoops. Where'd you go? Hello. Oh boy. He lost his connection. Well, sorry about. Oh, there he is.
I don't know what happened.
There you are.
I didn't. I didn't touch anything.
You just dropped your connection somehow.
Bad internet connection or something, I guess.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm hardwired to the internet.
contact information.
Contact information. You can get that at the LivoniaCameraClub.com website.
And then I think you have an email, livoniacamerainfo@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's several ways. And then you're on Facebook as well.
And
so
my email is Dennis_Gelarden@yahoo.com.
okay.
If they want to do that, they can contact me directly.
All right. You want to just mention that one more time?
It's Dennis_Gelarden
Okay. And there's the spelling right there on the screen.
@yahoo.com.
All right. Sounds good.
Can you put that up on the screen?
Yes. Let me type that out.
That would be great.
Dennis
_Gelarden
Gelarden.
at yahoo.com.
All right. Hold on. Yahoo.com. That's it.
Yep. Like I said, they can contact me directly if they want to.
Yeah, I'll put it right there. How's that? Is that right? Dennis_Gelarden at yahoo.com.
Yep.
Okay. So they can contact you directly, and hopefully we're going to get you some recruits for sure. Anything else you want to cover, Dennis? While I have you.
Well, we don't charge anything to come. Just sit by and look and watch. You can come to any of our meetings. You come to all our meetings for that matter. You don't have to join. The only reason you would have to join is if you want to compete. So if you just want to come and watch us, come check us out, by all means, come to one of our meetings, come to a couple of our meetings.
Yeah.
Be happy to have you.
And do you have stuff on display at the City Hall now in Westland?
No. What happened was we were just about ready to post our stuff when COVID hit. So the guy who arranges that for us, he's a member of our club. He's also the curator at the Westland Art Museum down there at City Hall.
Oh, okay.
He already had stuff up there, and rather than have more people come in, they said, would you just leave your stuff up? So his stuff is kind of like on permanent display there now, because nobody wants to come in there and remove it or put anything new in there because of coronavirus.
Oh, right.
So he's getting an extended stay, and we didn't get to put our stuff in there.
Oh, I got
I
you.
thought they'd let you in there now anyway.
Yeah.
But we usually bring about 50 prints down there and put them up, and I'll tell you what, we've got some excellent photographers in our club.
Yeah.
And it's got to rub off on you if you come and join us and watch what we do. It's something to rub off.
Yeah, quite a camaraderie too, you know.
Yeah. Like I said, some of us have been there a long time.
Oh, I bet.
There must be some value to it, or I wouldn't keep going back. And they suckered me into being the president twice.
Uh-oh.
This is my second step. So.
You're doing something right there, Dennis.
Well, maybe. I just want to see if there's anything else.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't mention the competition, the types of competitions that we have. I don't know if that's important or not.
What is it now?
Well, like for the digital images,
Okay.
we have categories.
Yes.
We have color general,
Uh-huh.
color creative, monochrome general, assignment, which is the one we were talking about,
Yeah.
and nature. We have
Okay.
those 5 things that you can compete in any or all of those.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one I want to talk about in particular is color creative. The parentheses there is anything goes. That's the one where you can get really crazy with digital manipulations and do wild things with colors and swirling and cutting and pasting and all that
Right.
kind of nonsense.
Wow.
And matter of fact, the main criteria for color creative is that it has to appear to have been manipulated to a casual observer. In other words, if I take a regular picture and I make it a little darker, a little lighter, or something like that, that's what you would have normally done if you were printing back in the old days of prints.
Right.
That's not creative. That's just normal maintenance kind of stuff. Getting rid of a scratch on a picture or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you manipulate it a lot and make it all swirly and upside down and inside out and whatever else you want to do,
Yeah.
and I can tell, well, that's not a normal picture. That didn't come from anywhere in the world. Somebody obviously generated that somehow.
Yeah.
That would be in the color creative category.
Oh, I got you.
My point being, if you're a really creative person, we have a category for you. You like to play games with Adobe Photoshop or something.
Yeah. Photoshop. Yeah.
That's
Photo
the
editing.
one for you.
Yes.
And then the print competitions. Hold on,
Okay.
that's right. Print competitions. We have monochrome prints, which is typically black and white,
White. Yeah.
sepia tone or something like that. We have monochrome prints, color prints, and again we have assignment. There are fewer categories in prints because there's less of this manipulation stuff that can be done. So if you do manipulations, they would fall into the color print category.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty much all I have to say.
All right.
Like I said, it's a great group of people, and they're all supportive, and we have a lot of people who've volunteered to teach something to us. After we've seen their work, we say, "Well, how did you do that?" And then they make a presentation on how they do that.
Yeah. I would imagine that people that are just starting out, I mean, this would be great for them. They could learn a lot.
Yeah, well, I sure did.
Yeah.
I started in this because I had a regular 126 camera or something.
Okay.
Cassettes.
Yeah.
Back in the days of cassettes and flash cubes.
Uh-huh.
And those flash cubes drove me nuts.
Yeah.
They're so unreliable. I lost so many holiday pictures and stuff because of the flash cubes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was the focusing error, looking out of the side over here when the lens is here.
Uh-huh.
There's always a focusing error. And I kept saying to myself, I want to see what I'm taking a picture of.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a 35 millimeter SLR so that I could look right through the lens.
Okay.
Once I had a 35 millimeter camera, I found out about this camera club. They do 35 millimeter. So I went to check it out.
Interesting.
And I found out how bad my pictures were. Really. I mean, I made all the classic mistakes that you make when you're just taking snapshots of the family or something.
Sure.
I wanted to generate something a little better than just a snapshot. So I started going to this club. And like I said, I didn't pay. At first, I just sat there and watched.
Wow.
And I decided, you know what? Maybe I'll submit a couple of images. Well, I had to join to submit images. So I've been a member ever since.
Wow. Now, Don's wife, she says on the screen there, are you having Zoom meetings nowadays? But you went over that. She come in a little late.
Yes.
You're thinking about it.
Yeah. The situation is we have a digital competition assembled.
Okay.
We have picked 4 remote judges.
Uh-huh.
The 4 remote judges have done a test judging of a group of pictures just to learn how to do that.
Uh-huh.
So that's complete.
Okay.
Next step, the 4 judges, me being one of them, will remotely judge those images on our home computers. Then our digital director will accumulate all that and amass all that data, put that together into some kind of a slideshow, I would assume. And then we're going to have a Zoom meeting where we invite all of the membership.
Okay.
And I think the plan is to show the images on Zoom to our membership. So my hope is that he'll show all the images that were submitted.
Uh-huh.
My fear is if Zoom limits us to 40 minutes, that could be, I don't know if we'll be able to get away with that, but we'll try it.
Yeah.
I understand my wife had a Zoom meeting and they let her go an hour and a half. So that I think we relaxed that 40-minute limit because of so many people being home.
Yes.
But I'm not sure.
Yes.
So it's all experimental at this point. It's ready to go. We're ready to pull the trigger. We just haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'm waiting for a final word from our digital director that he's ready to go.
So once you get final word, Dennis, will you put that on your Facebook page then, or how will you get that?
Yeah. And that's the other thing. We have 2 Facebook pages right now because I started one a few years ago trying to generate interest.
Yeah.
Never got much play.
Okay.
So then somebody told us we should have a group page rather than like a business page.
Uh-huh.
So we set up a Livonia Camera Club group page. So right now there are 2 Livonia Camera Club Facebook pages. I will post it on the group page.
Okay.
I'm going to delete the other page.
Okay.
So the only page that's going to be there is the group page, just so there's no confusion. I'll post it there when we have the dates set. And I'll also send a general email through our Visual Pursuits website
Okay.
to all the members and let them know when this Zoom meeting will take place.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
I want to get the voting in my pocket.
Yeah.
I want to know that all 4 judges have judged and that the digital director has done everything he needs to do.
Yeah.
And then when he's ready and he gives me the okay, then I'll put a notice out to everybody. We'll schedule a Zoom meeting.
Okay. Sounds good.
That'll work well. It
All
worked
right.
well for my wife. The Camera Club Council that I went to last night, that meeting worked pretty well.
Yeah. Good.
I've never done a Zoom meeting before. It worked. It was
Pretty much
okay.
like this.
It's
Pretty
just
much like what we're doing now. Pretty much like we're doing right now.
kind of like what we're doing now, except you get a split screen and
Yeah.
there's lots of faces.
Yeah.
So that could be a little disconcerting because
Yeah.
and you have to control who talks first.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. You had to have a moderator. That's
So,
for
well, we had a monitor, thank God, and he changed it so that you could only talk if you pressed your space bar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You got to raise your hand. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Raise your hand. Or
Yeah.
like the Indian guys used to have the talking stick.
Okay.
You have a talking stick in your hands, you couldn't talk.
Right.
The space bar is kind of like the talking stick.
Yeah. There you go.
So
Well,
anyway, we're almost ready with the digital. Assuming that works well enough, then I hope we can complete that again or do that again, repeat that again in May, have another digital competition. Unfortunately, we're going to have to hold off on prints until we can actually get together.
Yeah.
That's going to be September or maybe even later.
Right. Right.
That we will respond to as the situation develops. Right now, I'm looking down the road thinking September. I've got a sneaking suspicion that this virus ain't going to be quelled enough to make me feel safe in September.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to feel safe yet. We'll see.
Right. Right.
We'll see.
Don,
I'm
I
a
put
pessimist.
it up on the screen there, Dennis. Don says if the club would like to do a competition of images from the Heinz cruise, he would supply a prize. He does the Heinz Park car cruise. He
Oh
does,
yeah, I
cruise.
went to that one time. That's the one with the old cars.
Yeah, he does
Oh,
all
that
the
was great.
cruises.
That was great fun. I saw some Batmobile.
He's a cruise guru.
Oh, is he really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a friend who used to exhibit there, and
Yeah.
that's how we got in.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
Don's a good guy. He'll hook you up on a lot of stuff.
okay, we just had an assignment this year, a long Heinz Drive. That was our last assignment.
Oh, okay.
So we saw pictures from Heinz Drive. So that was cool.
Yeah.
We try and keep the assignments just something people can do locally.
Right.
You don't have to go to Grand Teton National Park to
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Yeah,
do
don't have to go too far. Burn the gas.
Yeah, they don't have to go. Yeah.
Well, look, I want to thank you for coming on. I hope you enjoyed yourself and come back anytime. It was great
I
information.
did. And you said something about making announcements.
Uh,
If I have an announcement about
oh, sure.
the
Yeah.
event,
Yeah. Anything.
Okay.
If you send it to me, I will get it on the air for you.
okay, that'd be great. That would be
Yeah.
wonderful.
You got my email. So, yeah, just send me any details. When you're having a meeting, matter of fact, this Zoom meeting, let me know and I'll get it out there.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
All right.
Well, look,
It'll
you
probably
take,
be within the next. I'm thinking it's within the next week or so.
all right. That sounds good.
Okay.
And you take care. Come back anytime. All right. Thanks again.
I turned the light off where my bald is, so you would see the shiny part. That's why the light is off.
You look good. You look
I
good.
had this big glare here, I had to turn it off.
Yeah. All right. You take care. Thank you very much. It was great talking with you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Good information there. And hopefully he'll get some new members. If you like photography, you're going to want to definitely get a hold of Dennis. All right. I want to give a shout out to some of the people that are in there watching. Patty Fix, Matthew Corey, Cheryl Parton, Kevin Kramus, Garden City's very own Kevin Kramus, Gary Chappelle, Dawn Corey is in there. Lisa Hicks Clayton, Dearborn Heights Councilwoman. How are you? Hope you're doing great. Ryan Jakubowski, Randy Walker, Mayor Randy Walker's in there. He's watching. Appreciate it. Lisa Kuhn. Hi, Lisa. How are you? And Don Nicholson and Gail Nicholson. Appreciate you guys watching tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Firefighter Lieutenant Steve Ray is in there. Hello, Steve. Thanks for joining us. Probably have to get you back on the show again. Kathy Ward, one of our #1 fans, is in there. And Nora Fix. How you guys doing? Thank you. Lisa Hunt Jacks is in there from Amazing Pets. She'd like to donate a gift certificate for a prize as well. So you'll have to get with Don Nicholson on that and Dennis whenever they have their little things. So appreciate that. Okay, just a quick reminder. We're hoping that next week we can get Garden City Fire Chief Kathy Harmon and also Garden City Police Department Sergeant Bruce Shippey on our show. So I'm hoping we're trying to work it out right now, so it's not a sure thing. And we're supposed to have on April 30th show Garden City School Superintendent Derek Fisher back to talk about the school bond proposal that's coming up on the May 5th issue, May 5th election, I mean. So hopefully we can get him on here too. Okay, let's introduce our next guest. He is a real good friend to the show and a regular, especially during tax season. I want you to please welcome Mr. Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Hey, Joe, how you doing? How are you? I don't hear you. Are you muted? You might be muted. Hello?
How about now?
There you go.
Unplug the headphones.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Interesting guest. Reminded me of remember back in the day when we would get our pictures printed off and then we take them to Kmart. Yeah. And you never know what was on there for sure, how many of them turned out. And then you'd pick them up like a week or two later, and then you sit in the parking lot and go through them, and half of them wouldn't have turned out. And, you know, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, he's a real good guest. A lot of good information there. I hope he gets some new members for sure.
Yeah, interesting.
So you're keeping busy, I would imagine, still?
You know what? Yesterday, April 15th, it's usually the tax deadline. And usually I'm mildly busy, but yesterday was probably the busiest day I've had in quite a few years.
Wow, really?
And not just doing taxes, but just, people are with the stimulus checks, everyone, they heard that, their friends were getting them. So my phone was just ringing off the hook and emails and messages and,
now it's been extended, Joe, to when now?
July 15th.
July 15th. So that gives plenty of time now, right?
Yeah. So we got plenty of time. Most people, you probably don't want to wait, I mean, I'm never one to, I always say, get it in as soon as you can. Yeah. And there's a few reasons for that. One, if you're waiting on a stimulus check, so, there's people out there that still haven't filed 18 or 19s. Wow. So now I've got a boatload of 18s and 19s that's been dropped off to me just the last few days. Wow. People want me to do, but and also like for identity theft purposes, that's something that is a thing. That identity theft, people file fraudulent taxes. Yeah. And now, especially with the stimulus, they get a stimulus check dropped in their bank account. Then they close out the bank account and they're off. I've heard of that happening. But
I would hope our regular listeners would know who you are by now. But for those that don't know, you are the owner of J&J Taxes and More, correct?
That's correct.
Located right here in Garden City.
Right downtown Garden City. Just down a few doors from Orange Jewelers. So.
Right, go in the back way there.
Yep.
And you've been doing this for quite a while now.
Yeah, about 24 years total. and I've had the office. We've been there, I don't know, about 15 years, something like that. So,
yeah. So you're a well-seasoned veteran for sure.
so been around a while, you know. It doesn't seem like it. Sometimes it seems like I've been doing it forever, and sometimes, not so much. But
yeah. And you're still taking new clients, correct?
always, yes. And I received a lot of new ones this year, and every year, keep building. So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, with the physical distancing now, that's what me and you call it,
mm-hmm.
not the social distancing.
Right.
How are your clients able to get their tax information to you safely?
So I've got it. There's a drop box which is inside the office building.
Okay.
And you can put it right in the slot.
Uh-huh.
So that works out pretty good. A lot of people are using. I have a portal where people can actually, if they can scan and drop their information in the portal, that works great. Some people aren't big on computers and scanning, that kind of thing. So I get that, but that's a nice way to do it, and it's safe and pretty easy.
Sure.
You don't have to leave your house to do that.
Right.
And so people drop them off though, and I can I'm going to the office and doing pickups once or twice a week, picking them up, bringing them back, and doing them here in the living room. So it's worked out pretty good. I can get things signed through DocuSign. Matter of fact, I just had a little webinar from DocuSign, which is a service, and they, it's legal signatures where people can do it right from their computer.
Oh, nice.
So that makes sense. So
up on the screen, Jennifer Seal says she just did her taxes with you.
Yes, she's a great lady.
Very pleased.
Great.
So the good news, we covered the tax deadline has been extended for those that, were worried or anything. So let's get into the stimulus checks now. Many have received theirs, but many have not. And it's just a matter of being patient, I would imagine, right?
Yes, that's when I was making notes earlier for today, that was the first thing I wrote. Just be patient with it, because people are calling, hey, I didn't get mine, and it's like, well, yeah. So yesterday, just to throw little silly facts out, there was 6.2 million people that got checks or deposits sent to them yesterday.
Oh.
So that's quite a few, and so it's going to be a process. It's going to be an ongoing process that it's going to take some time, and people. No one likes to be patient, especially when your buddies got it, but you didn't.
Well, that happened with us. I got it, and my son got it. Jason, my oldest son, Derek hasn't got his yet, so naturally he's upset.
Right.
It's just be patient. Joe says be patient.
Yeah. And there's no rhyme or reason as to who's getting it when.
They're not going by your social security number or your
they're
name.
not going by numbers. They're not going by last names. I know people that haven't even filed their 19s and they've gotten theirs. So there's no, and I'm on different groups and memberships and everything, and we all talk. And no one, the IRS is really funny about giving information like that out.
Sure.
It's like what triggers an audit. They don't want to tell you those kind of things. You kind of sometimes after doing something, you kind of get a feel for it after a while. But we haven't got anything yet on really what. But I see, there's the website there. If someone wants to check on the status of their check, they can go in there and you can check it out there. There's a couple of different things you can do on that site. You can get your payment information, or if you need to change your direct deposit information, say you change bank accounts and you want to put something different in. If they haven't already processed it, you can get it in. Now, if they've already started the process, then it's probably too late.
Right.
And also, if you're a 1099 worker or self-employed, you can go in there and put your information in so that you would qualify too. So, because some people might get delayed if you don't really usually file a tax return.
it might take some time to get through to that website, but just be persistent, I guess.
It is. They were saying they were having some slow issues yesterday.
Mhm.
There was a rumor that it crashed. The IRS says it did not crash, but they said 1.1 million people, throwing out more useless numbers, but 1.1 million people actually changed their direct deposit information yesterday.
Wow.
So,
I got a question for you on the screen there.
Sure.
From Amazing Pet. Lisa wants to know, hi, Joe, do we have to claim our $2,400 stimulus check on income next year?
They're saying no, that it's not taxable. Okay.
Yeah.
Is how they're saying it. It's an advance credit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's going to go on your return somewhere. They haven't told us where or how,
Sure.
but there's going to be a line somewhere.
Yeah.
I pretty much guarantee it somewhere. So they're saying it's not going to be taxable, but you will want to remember how much you got. I remember years ago when was it Bush? I think it was Bush Senior, and we had some kind of a refund or something. I think it was 600 or something, and it had to go on the return. You didn't pay tax on it, but it did have to be put on the return. So
yeah.
So it'll probably be on there somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So just keep that in mind.
I'm putting that website back up again. Don Nicholson wanted to know what it was. So
The other thing, if you get that a message and it says payment status not available, that seems to be a popular, I guess, error message. So it could be one of like 4 different things. One, it could be you're not eligible. 2, it could be that you haven't filed your 2018 or your 2019. So they're waiting for more information.
Well, let's go over that. I know you've mentioned it before, but can you just briefly recap who is entitled to these checks and how they determine it?
So basically anybody, is eligible as long as you weren't a dependent, and if your income levels are under
75,000.
75 and 150, at that point it starts getting reduced.
Yeah.
But there's no minimum income. But if you haven't filed taxes, suppose, for instance, you're on disability and
Right.
that's all the income that you have, you're going to get it. It may just take some time because the IRS has to get the information from Social Security. So that might take, a little while. And, with so many people and so much different information, it's going to be a few months before everyone gets gets their payment. So again, sometimes you just have to kind of, and people don't like to hear that, be patient, but
yeah, I know.
that's really, what it is,
Yeah.
So you just want to just hang tight. The other thing, if you're checking your update, to update the status,
Yeah.
they update it once a day at the beginning of the day. So you don't have to keep going back in on the same day and checking because it's not going to change.
Uh-huh.
And all that does is kind of jam up the system. So once you check it once during the day, there's really no reason to go back in and check again until the next day. So
sure.
Yeah.
I think it's noteworthy to mention that the scams have already started too. You want to mention some of those?
Yeah, there's well, I mean, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
No one is going to call you and ask you for your bank information. And, I keep stressing it, and some people may think it sounds like a broken record, but people, they keep getting, duped by it. Especially your elderly, especially your younger people that, don't have a lot of experience, or maybe they just, you don't think, when there's money involved, people, hey, I need your information. And, they're not going to call you and ask you for your information, and so be very careful. And like, if you're going to the site, like the irs.gov site there, make sure it is that site and you didn't click on a wrong letter and you're into something else.
Exactly.
There's copycats out there.
Oh yeah. They want your information, that's for sure. Especially your elderly. You know, you got to really watch it because they'll get it out of you. You know,
right. It's easy to do. So you just need to be really careful and be really and again tell your older family members and friends especially and your younger people to just be on the lookout and don't give anyone information.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But
Global Bar always good information. Here's a long one from Don. He just wanted to make a statement. I'm going to let you read that if you want.
Okay.
And then,
what is that? 820. No, the payment is not income and you will not owe tax on your payment. It will not reduce your refund and increase the amount you owe when you file your 220 next year. A payment also will not affect your income for purpose of determining eligibility for federal government assistance or benefit program. It's not supposed to again, it's not taxable, but it's going to be on I'm sure it's going to be on your income tax form somewhere.
I would have to
credit or something.
They're going to want that money somewhere.
Yeah. It just checks and balances, and I mean, maybe I'm a little more skeptical by things I've seen over the years, but I don't.
Because that's the answer that he got from the website, so they're going to tell you anything probably.
Right. The couple things that I thought were really interesting that people are going to be really interested in, and this is I just saw it I just read it like an hour before the show.
Yeah.
And I haven't even posted it on my Facebook page yet. So this is kind of big. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people that had their taxes done at places like H&R Block or TurboTax are getting their checks delayed. Okay. And that is because, especially like those that do the rapid refunds or the refund loans or the, money up front or something like that. When you do that, you're actually going through a third party bank. So, the information, your direct deposit information is actually going to or from this third party bank, which then goes to the IRS. So if the IRS tries to direct your stimulus check on the direct deposit information that they have this third party bank's information, not yours. So that's a glitch that they have found, and then the IRS has told these companies, "Hey, you better figure it out."
Wow. Jennifer says that she almost clicked on some of those scams, and she's not elderly. She doesn't think.
Yeah, no, not at all. But it's easy to do. I mean, it really is.
It is. Global says you probably have to have it for state taxes or property tax credit.
It may, because on the Michigan property tax, they ask for all household income.
Yes.
Even Social Security or disability.
Oh, true.
So, we have to wait and see. A lot of it we just don't know yet. But yeah. So if you had your taxes done at one of the big places, and especially if you got one of the the refund loans or whatever, you may have a delay there.
Yeah. Right.
The other thing.
Go ahead.
The other thing to mention is the one stimulus program, the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP.
Oh, yeah, PPP.
That is maxed out. They're not taking any more.
Ran out of money.
They're done with that. They've maxed out.
I think they're trying to get another $250 billion. I believe I heard the Democrats.
There is a couple of lawmakers that have introduced new bills for additional stimuluses.
Yes,
and they're going to fight it out. Not getting political, but they're the people that have presented them want to give additional monies to workers, and then even bigger bonuses to like the first the frontliners or the essential workers or the healthcare workers, or they actually wanted to look at really additional for them.
Yes.
So there's more Possibly, depending on how long this goes, it's going to be, it's going to be debated and everything. So,
Yeah.
Trying to get more, more help to the working person. So,
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's tough right now. It's really, really tough and hard on a lot of people right now.
yeah, it is.
The unemployment, I mean, it's just record breaking. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and the small businesses, I mean, some businesses can stay afloat, and that's a thing that we, being a member of the, Garden City Business Alliance
Yeah.
and Treasure, like our small businesses, they're hurting, because some of them might be able to keep going a little bit, and I know some of the like the restaurants that they can do curbside or whatever carryouts.
Yeah.
And so maybe keep it going, but some of the places just can't do anything,
No.
and that's the thing that we have to remember, to support these small businesses, because
Absolutely.
the big box chains and everything, they're going to be fine. They got tons of money behind them.
Have no problem.
They may not want us to think that, but they've got money. It's not going to hurt them as bad as it hurts, a small businesses. So
yeah, they'll weather it a lot easier than the small guy will.
So we have to, if they are open, these small businesses, we really need to try to help them out and visit them, and especially then when things go back to normal, really try to frequent their businesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's important, and it's, I mean, so many people, I just I have so much respect for, like, the healthcare workers. I mean, I see the things on Facebook, what they're going through, and it's got to be really tough. And of course, the first responders, the police and the fire, I mean, they're out there, and it's just the way of life, where you're having to change clothes outside so you don't bring your clothes in to, because you don't want to infect your family members.
Some of them are even sleeping in their cars, not even going home. I mean, it's sad. Really bad out there.
It is. So, I mean, just all the respect and love in the world for those people.
Oh, absolutely. And the nursing homes now are really having a hard time. I mean, it's going rapid through there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard. Well, I mean, that's the people that it hurts the most. This thing, they're the most susceptible to it.
Exactly.
The elderly and everything, and they're in generally pretty close, quarters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, look, Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. There's the phone number, 734-523-8291. If you want to get a hold of Joe, pick his brains or have him do your taxes, right?
Yep, we're still going strong, and we still will be. If you haven't filed especially your 18 or 19, you want to get that in, for the stimulus check, and try to get it as soon as possible. But I'm always available to answer questions. I've been, like, the last 2 days, I've spent hours on the phone and emails and texts, and that's fine. I enjoy doing it. Sometimes I can't give you the answer that you want to hear, but
exactly. Yeah, we spent a little time chatting yesterday over the internet just to give you a break there.
Yeah. But I've been losing my voice at times. I was talking to a person just a little while ago, and my voice kept going out on them, on me, and it's just talking so much.
And once again, that website is at the bottom of the screen, that irs.gov website. If you want to check on your stimulus checks, you should be able to find something out there, right?
Yeah, you can check on your check, change your direct deposit information, apply if you don't usually file a taxes. And if you're a senior, if you're on Social Security, you don't have to do anything. It's gonna come to you. You don't have to worry about going in and applying for anything. It'll get to you. It's just Social Security has to team up with the IRS.
Yeah.
To team up to be able to issue the check. So you'll get it. You don't have to do anything.
Yep. Jennifer Seal says you're very easy to talk to.
Oh, thank you. Even through masks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Joe, I think we covered everything. Eh? What do you think?
I think so. It's ever changing. So, I tell people keep an eye. If you don't like my Facebook page, get on there and like it.
Yeah.
I try to keep information fresh, and as it comes out, and try to keep people informed the best I can.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the page, and I'll try to keep everyone updated as well as I can.
Right. And yeah, anything that you share, I usually share on my my GC chat page. So we'll get the information out there for you. And like you said, it's changing constantly.
Yeah.
More than welcome to dial in anytime. Let me know if you want to come on. You got new information or whatever, and we'll get you back on.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Joe. I appreciate it as always. And like I said, come back anytime. You know that.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
All right. You want to stick around a while? You're welcome to stick around.
I'll stick around a minute.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read the update I got from Mayor Walker today. Some of this I covered last week, but we'll cover it again. The skate park is closed. The ice rink will remain closed. All the playgrounds are closed. They don't want any of the kids on the playground equipment. City Hall closed, open by phone Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5. Police and fire, normal emergency operations. The DPW, normal outside work. Canceled through April 30th. The fire hydrant painting has been canceled, and all park and recreational indoor and outdoor activities have been suspended. Unfortunately, the Memorial Day ceremony at City Hall has been postponed for the month of May. So we wanted to get that out there. Also, yard waste has resumed. It was down for a little while there, but now we're okay.
You are joining the online studio.
Okay, thank
You
you.
are unmuted and can speak with the host.
Yeah, so yard waste. Okay. The numbers for the COVID virus for Garden City through today, we have 85 residents that have tested positive, and we're up to 5 deaths now. We had a death yesterday. So that's sad. The state of Michigan, the total number tested positive for the entire state, 29,263, and we have 2,093 deaths of Michigan residents. So the mayor is suggesting and really stressing stay home, stay safe, and wash your hands. We also lost a longtime former Garden City resident, Mary Jane Schulberg, to the COVID-19 virus this past week, and our thoughts and prayers go out to her family. COVID-19 numbers continue to rise daily. People need to take this very serious and stay home and stay safe. Thanks, Mayor Randy Walker. So thank you, Mayor, for that. We appreciate that. Yeah, it just keeps going up and up. That's for sure. I don't know what we're going to do, but you just got to keep washing your hands and do that physical distancing. They say it is working. All right. Let's see. Remember, if you're interested in coming on the show as a guest, we'd love to have you. Maybe you know someone who might be interested. If so, it's very easy. You can contact us through our website at gccommunitychat.com. Send us your name, email address, and a brief message, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. During this time, we can do the show remotely and safely, just like we did tonight. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization and would like to share the information with us in the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. You know, we stay separated today so we can be together tomorrow. I love that quote. The bottom line is to continue staying home, especially if you're sick. Continue the physical distancing. I think people should still have social contact, whether it's online, texting, sending a card through the mail, or just sitting on your porch and talking to your neighbors when they're out walking. The social contact is a good thing. Continue to wash your hands, very important. Don't panic. Check on your neighbors and your seniors. Remember, we're all in this together, and we will all get through this together. And with that said, I think we're ready to call this a podcast. Special thanks to Dennis Gelarden from the Livonia Camera Club, not Garden Club, Camera Club. Also, thanks to Mr. Joe Bartley. Joe, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Taxes and More, J&J Taxes and More. He's located at 29217 Ford Road in Garden City. If you'd like to call Joe, you can contact him at 734-525-8291. And thanks to my awesome co-host, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Fantastic, as always. And a shout out to Mike out there. Stay safe, Mike. Also, thanks to all of you for tuning in on Facebook, and also those of you who've downloaded the audio and are listening. We really appreciate your support each and every week. Be sure to view this video and past videos at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late tonight, by going to our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. We hope you'll check them out and feel free to share with your friends. Just click on the videos tab on the left side of the page, and you'll see all our past videos as well. And please don't forget to stop by our website, once again, gccommunitychat.com. A reminder, you can also download the audio of tonight's show by going to iHeartRadio. Just search for GC Community Chat with Carrie Parton. So you can download our show, take it with you, listen in your car, or wherever you may be. We have you covered. Let's see if there's any more comments. Thank you, Goebel. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mrs. Chat. Get on Joe's Christmas card list. Thanks, Don. Kathy Ward, great show. Thank you. Jennifer, thank you. Appreciate it. And as I've been doing before I sign off, I just want to give a shout out and a huge thank you to all the healthcare workers, nurses, doctors, caregivers, our first responders, police and fire, the grocery workers, mail carriers, pharmacy workers, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We cannot thank you enough. Be safe, and we are praying for you and your families. Remember, we stay separated today so that we can be together tomorrow. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you really appreciate them. Also, be safe out there yourself. Wash your hands frequently. Don't touch your face. Cough into your arm. And if you are sick, please stay home and continue the physical distancing. Check on your neighbors, especially the elderly. If you are a young person, you have to take this seriously. It has no age limit, this virus. It's attacking everyone. Practice your physical distancing as well. You don't want to expose your family, your parents, your grandparents, or anyone else who has health issues. Just be safe. All right, remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. Like Joe said, they need that support now more than ever. We have to support our small businesses. They are the backbone of our business society. And if you see something, say something. Look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, don't forget to head on over to drtomsweather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website over there. We will see you back here next Thursday, April 23rd, live at 8 p.m. And hopefully we're going to have our guests, Fire Chief Kathy Harmon and Sergeant Bruce Shippey. So until then, thanks for listening. Stay safe and have a great night. All right. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Let me hang up here on this one. I'm going to end this call.
Your line has been disconnected by the moderator.
All right.
Goodbye.
Joe, you take care and have a good night. Say hi to Janine for me.
Thanks, Carrie. Sounds good. You too.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it. We will see you next week. You guys take care. So long.